Hey y'all, what if the diagnosis that felt like the end of your story was actually the beginning of your healing? My name is Dr. Rebecca Anderson. I am a Christ-centered functional mental health counselor and I am a trauma survivor. I have been diagnosed with anxiety, depression, chronic post-traumatic stress disorder, ADHD, fibromyalgia, autoimmune disorder, PCOS, and what I have learned that the diagnosis is not a life sentence. It's information, and information can become a roadmap for healing. Today, I want to share 3 science-based and scripture anchor steps that can help you move forward. Step 1, separate your identity from your diagnosis. This was the hardest thing for me to learn, but one of the biggest traps after a diagnosis is identity fusion. Neuroscience tells us something powerful. The brain is capable of change. This is called neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself through new experiences, thoughts, and behavior. In other words, your brain can learn new patterns. Scripture has been saying something similar for thousands of years. Your diagnosis may explain what you are experiencing, but it does not define who you are. You are not your symptoms. You are a person created in the image of God with the ability to heal and grow. Step 2, regulate your nervous system, not just your thoughts. Many people try to fight mental health struggles purely with willpower. But science shows us that trauma and chronic stress affect the nervous system, not just our thoughts. When your nervous system is stuck in survival mode, your brain is constantly scanning for danger. That's why healing often begins with regulation, with things like deep breathing, walking or exercise, safe relationships, and prayer and stillness. These practices calm the nervous system and the brain recognizes safety again. Step 3, create small daily actions that move you forward. Feeling stuck often comes from waiting for motivation. But neuroscience shows that action actually creates motivation, not the other way around. Small behaviors build new neural pathways. This means healing often happens through tiny daily steps like getting sunlight in the morning, moving your body, speaking truth instead of negative thoughts, and spending time with God's words. God honors faithful steps. Healing rarely happens overnight, but small steps taken consistently can completely reshape the brain and your life. If you've recently received a mental health diagnosis, remember this: a diagnosis may explain your struggle, but it does not determine the future. Science tells us the brain can rewire, and scripture tells us that God restores. If this video encouraged you, subscribe for more content exploring neuroscience, trauma healing, and biblical truth. God bless you.